Tonight we're going to meet a man who says if you put him on the road, he might get lost.
But in an airplane, it's a different story. Tonight, Catherine Cruz and photographer Sonny Ahuna take to the air on the wings of a crop duster.
On this morning, Big Island sugar got a little bit sweeter. Every load of fertilizer is tickling the fancy of macknut trees and sugar stalks. The workday of the crop duster begins here on the ground with the pilot and the plane.
A lot of people get the idea that when they see these kind of aircraft, we got a bunch of Waldo Peppers. Most of us aren't that way.
Meet Al Carter, veteran pilot for almost 3 decades now. A Waldo Pepper reckless daredevil he's not, but he loves what he does, and he does it well. He's proud of his accident-free record, but there was that one time when he flipped his plane trying to take off one day.
Yeah, it turned upside down, but there wasn't enough damage to the airplane to call it an accident, according to the FAA, and I was happy about that.
You kind of got up, dusted off, and went back up?
Went back at it the next day, yeah.
Carter's work involves between 40 and 60 takeoffs and touchdowns a day. It's because the plane's hoppers are small and have to be reloaded. It's quite a feat when you consider what can be tricky conditions. Take a slick runway, and a very narrow slick runway at that.
Hawaii is, we don't have what they call a horizon. Most of our land starts from sea level and then just kind of climbs up to about the 3,000-foot level where we're working. And so we have to be very careful about watching our airspeeds and that type of thing. We do battle a lot of rain on the Hamakua coast. Times our airports get fogged in, we can't get back to them. And the trade winds give us some problems. Outside of that, it's not bad.
At times, Carter's biplane looks like a dragonfly against the landscape. There's something magical about being up here.
When I was a 3rd grader, I got in a lot of trouble because I was always up at the window looking at the airplanes going by, and so I guess somehow back there I started to have a love for it.
With scenery like this along the way, it's easy to get mesmerized in flight. But relaxing a little too much, you might end up on the rocks down below, tripped up by some power lines. But the waterfalls and the volcanoes seem to make this job well worth it.
Well, those type of things are interesting. The island is constantly changing. If you come here to visit, you'll see one thing, and you might come back next week and it'll be something else. Once you get into this business, it's so hard to get out. Just, I don't want to have to get out and go to work for a living. I enjoy it that much.
Carter knows he'll have to hang up his goggles one day. And will he do it with any regrets?
No. Good Lord's been good to me, and I could be satisfied.
I'm Catherine Cruz, and that's Life on the Big Island.
And Sonny took some incredible pictures up there. It looks like you had a great time.
Yes, we had a lot of fun, but you know, after the aerial acrobatics, you kind of go away with an appreciation for the pilots who know what they're doing, not just for the crop duster, but for the pilot with Hilo Air that we flew with, because we were right on that crop duster's tail. But an hour after we got on the ground, my stomach was still reeling. It was like I left it back in the cane field.
I can understand that.
All right.